Hi friends, in the part 1 we have seen how we have uploaded or pointed to a image in our local system and uploaded it and stored it in our database. So along with some other data we have stored our image also. Now in part 2 we'll try to display the same data what you have uploaded. On click of this button you can see this is the data, text data, whatever you think, and this is the image which you have uploaded. Now it is displayed here. We'll learn how to do this. We'll understand the layout first. So here we have imported our Tkinter, and this third line you can just see that we have PIL, we have imported image TK. So PIL is Python image library. So because we are receiving the binary data and displaying, we need this. We'll see how this we will be using it. Then these are the layouts, the height and width we have given, title, and then we have imported our SQL alchemy for connecting our database and its error handling also. And here at line number 11 we have connected to our database. This database already have our one row of data, that is our that image with some data of the student with the image also. So that we will be trying to display it here. So below that we have one label which just will at the top display image from SQLite database. That's what it reads there. Then one button. This button, when we click this button, we'll get the data will be displayed. So on click of this button, we'll execute or will trigger this function show data. That data we have not, that function we have not yet written. Inside this we'll write our stuff. So this is the important codes will go here, which will collect the data from the database and display it on the screen. Below that, this is the again to display the data, what we are doing is one label we are declaring that only the text part of it will put it here, data here, and another label below that where the image will be displayed. That's all. And here you can see we have declared the image variable where we will be storing the data whatever we received from the data table, that outside the function, and we'll use it inside that by using global. Let's see how this looks. Is a blank window. In fact it will not work. So here it is. This is the basic window. If on click of this button, now nothing will work, and here the image will be displayed and the data also will come here. We'll start from inside this show data. So this function is triggered once the button is pressed. Your show data button is there and you can see the command is there to trigger this. So inside this all our stuff will go there. So let's first declare the global. Global is image. Why we are keeping it in the root and declaring it? Because Tkinter has a issue into declaring or handling images, particularly binary images, inside a function. So that is why we will declare it outside and then use it inside. So now first, what is the data I want? That I am just creating a tuple with a value 1, because you remember in the part 1 two images we have inserted and that ID is 1 and ID is 2. So 1 and 2 we know row numbers are already there. So that's why I am using 1 here. So now let me build the query. Query equal to, or Q, you can write query also, select star, all the columns I am pulling. There are 6 columns are there. So from student is my table name, where ID equal to here the placeholder. Placeholder means this particular position, this value will go 1. While sending the query and the query to the database, we will send query and the data separately. Why we are not mixing, we have already explained in the part 1, and here again, because it is always a good practice that parameters send separately and don't mix up with the query. I can write directly here also 1 or 2, whatever the value, but instead of that it is better to use placeholder. The reason is that is to prevent the injection attack. So that is a security measure. So it is a good practice, though in this case it is not much difference, because the data itself is we are writing it here. But sometime what happens, the data values may come from outside sources, from files or anything. You have to be careful for that. So that is why it's a good practice, always use a placeholder. Now sorry, before that let me just start my cursor. This is Okay, I will execute the query. This equal to now my connection, my conn. My connection is at the top. We are connected to the database, the connection object. It is at line number 11. Here it is. So here this one we are using it here. So my connection dot execute. What it will execute? It will execute the query, and now we'll pass the data, main data. So now the both separately it goes to the database query part and the data part. And my database understands because I have used a placeholder, so it will position the data there. So now this is my cursor is ready. Now create a record set. I will after execution, now my cursor dot fetch one, because we know it's a one record only, so we are using fetch one. Otherwise there are fetch many, so we have to loop through and get multiple records. That's a different story altogether. Already the tutorials are there how to get multiple data, and here in this case it's a single data. So fine, now our execution. But one thing I missed, I should keep this inside a try and except block, because to to manage the errors, so I'll keep this inside a try block. This line also I will keep it. Now I will put a except, because in case there is any error in this, I must able to produce the error message. So that will help in understanding what's wrong in this. So in the except I will say SQL all give me error as E. Now here next line actually I will capture the error here. Yeah, so this line captures the error what is coming from our connection. So it is what our database is returning the error. So that will pinpoint the exact error what it is. So that I will print it. I'll just give a print command error. That's all. Now the error is printed. Okay, now what happens if there is no error? That means what is the try, whatever the command we are executing here, that part is already executed successfully. So there is no error. Then the else part will execute. So else part is that where we'll be writing the code when the database collection is successful. So here we'll say student. Let's just create a variable student equal to str. Why I am using str is, I'll just tell you, r set inside 0. Okay, now record set 0 is my ID. ID is a integer I am getting 1, 2, because 2 records only. So we have got 1 only, because we'll get 1, because here we have seen already we have declared here my data 1. So here in the query also ID is 1. So what ID will get it is 1 only. So then because we are going to place it as a string, so we will add something, a string addition we are doing. So we are converted into, sorry, not here, we are converting into string and then adding. Then we will add one comma here, then plus. Now again str, no, not required. Name is directly a string. So next column is r set, now here 1. So ID, name, now again, then I think class. So I am giving a comma, sorry, here it has to be plus comma, now one more. Now I am giving, sorry, not this way, plus r set. Now 2 is also class, so it's a string only. I am giving it 2. Okay, so 2. Now at the end again I will add a comma here and leave it. Next line I am coming. So student equal to student plus. Now 2 I have given. So now 3 and 4, up to 3, 4 I can go. So what I think 3 is my mark. So I will say r set to ID, name, class, mark. So to 3 I am putting. This is again I have to convert it to string, because it's a mark is a integer here. So again plus, so comma I have given. Now one more is gender, so that is not a integer, so I'll directly use r set 4. Okay, so up to this point we'll go. No error, I hope there is no error. Now what I will do after this is the most important part. Now the student I have configured. Now this student variable contains all the data of that row except the image. Now I will handle the image. So I am declaring image, which I have already the variable I have collected, declared it as a global here at line number 22. That particular one I am coming here again, and now I will store the data here. Sorry, image equal to image tk dot photo image. So this we have already imported at the top at line number 3. We have discussed. Here it is line number 3. You can see we have collected this. This is from the Python image library. Let's just come here. Yeah, photo image. Now what we will say is data equal to what this is the our binary data it will collect. Binary data is told in records are set number 5. 5 is the column, because there are 6 columns they are starting from 0. So 6th column is the photo. So photo holds, this one holds the binary data or the data from our database. So this is the binary data. We are assigning this and creating the image. Now what we will do is we'll configure this particular image l3 dot config. Any config method will you can assign new attributes to the particular l3. L3 is our third label where we have written here image here. This we are changing. Now we are saying configure and place a image equal to img. So now this image will be displayed there. But before that we have not configured L2. So let's just write it here. L2 is the just label above that. L2 config. Now what will config? Text equal to our student. So that's all. What it will do now, that this whatever the data we have collected from the database, it will, this record set 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 4. These are the text as the name, ID, mark and all that will be displayed in the L2 label, and the image will be collected from the 5th column, or that is the binary data, and that will be configured using configure. We are placing it as an image over the label. Now this should work. Let's see if there is no error. This should give us the output. Here it is. Okay, so data, yeah, here it is. You can see the datas are displayed here. The image is below that, this image. In fact, if you remember in the part 1, there are 2 images, 2 records we have inserted. So I can just try that. Though it is the same data only, I can change that. I want the next record you show me. So I will give it as 2. Now let's see if how that is also displayed. Yeah, here it is, because 2 rows of data we have inserted. The second one has also come. Here you see the ID, name, class, mark and gender, and below that this label holds the image of it. So this is how we will handle the binary data using in our SQLite database, and more or less the code remains same if you are handling them. It is in the MySQL or other database. That same tutorials are also available. You can just go through the playlist and see that one. So hope it is clear, and we have not given more stress on the layout part of it. If you have any doubt and suggestion and questions on that or anything else, you just put it in the comment section below, and my request is please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you will be notified as and when we add new tutorials. We frequently do that. Please share this video with your friends, and thank you for watching.